Good evening. The Corrections Board today approved allowing state convicts to serve sentences of up to 5 years in county jails, with the state paying the counties back for what it costs. The proposal would have to be approved, of course, by the legislature. Corrections officials said it would be a way to control the state prison population and at the same time provide money to upgrade local jails. Most convicts now spend only a few days or weeks in local jails and then go to a prison to do the rest of their time. Corrections Director Larry Meacham said that if the proposal is adopted, dangerous convicts would still be sent to prisons. Tulsa County Sheriff Frank Thurman said this afternoon that the idea didn't particularly appeal to him because the Tulsa City County Jail is already running at capacity. President Reagan met today with Republican congressional leaders, and there was something of an argument about where to cut federal spending. Both Senate Majority Leader Bob Dole and House Minority Leader Robert Michael said they stressed to the president that there must be restraint in military spending if Reagan is to get the cuts he wants in the federal deficit. Michael said the conversation was rather heated, and a White House spokesman said afterward that Reagan's argument continues to be that any significant cuts in the defense buildup would send a signal of weak U.S. resolve to the Soviets. Meanwhile, the government's main gauge of future economic growth came out today, and for the third time in the last 5 months, it was down. Frank Setapani reports from New York.
The government's main economic forecasting tool, the Index of Leading Indicators, declined 0.7% in October. It was the third drop in the last 5 months, a pattern that has been a tip-off to recessions in the making in the past. Still, most economists doubt a complete collapse is in store this time. Rather, they expect a continuation of the slow growth rate of the last several months. While that could push unemployment higher, declining interest rates should provide enough consumer buying and business investment to keep the economy from sinking into a full-blown recession.
Till at least late next year. Will Bowman, the director for the State Employment Commission, says that Oklahoma has not shared in the national recovery. Here in Tulsa, where the unemployment has gone up 3 consecutive months now, the question is, when will the economy bounce back? Peter Mays has spent the day talking with a number of local experts about that subject. He's back in the newsroom now. Peter?
Bob, most civic and business leaders say they are not too concerned about recent unemployment figures. This is one reason it's today's list of employment opportunities put out by the State Job Service. There are more than 400 jobs here, ranging from aerospace engineer to waitress. But what is causing concern is where the Tulsa employment picture is headed, whether we will follow national trends, see a belated recovery, or are headed for another recession. The unemployment rate is much better now than it was a year ago, when more than 32,000 people were out of work. And so far, 1984 had seen the job picture in Tulsa improve until recently. October figures are the most recent available, and they show a steady increase in the unemployment rate.
I think the next few months we'll see unemployment levels near the 7% rate. Normally in November it rises a little bit because of people entering the labor market for Christmas jobs, and then in December as they get these jobs it decreases. Then again in January when those people are laid off it'll rise again, but I think the up and downs will still keep us near the 7% level up in the first 3 months of 1985.
The common theme in Tulsa is that the economy needs to diversify. We need more high tech. Doug Fox has been active in the drive to revamp the city's economy. He does not see that change taking place immediately.
I think our problems are a little more basic. We've lost the manufacturing jobs, and I don't think they're going to come back anytime very soon, for example. So I think we're going to have to re-gear for the future, primarily to attract technology, applied technology, and sophisticated service industries.
Bob, most of the business leaders I spoke with today feel there will be little change one way or another for the local economy in the next few months. After that, a combination of national forces, such as a new federal tax structure and the new federal deficit, and also local factors like education and diversification in Tulsa will spell the difference.
All right, Peter, thank you for the report. The nation's major retailers are reporting generally disappointing sales for the past month, but they still expect a good Christmas selling season. The experts say that that's because most shoppers appear to be waiting until almost the last minute to do their holiday gift buying. All may not be well within OPEC. Some of the cartel's oil ministers say that some other members are cheating on production quotas, which were designed to prop up world oil prices. The ministers making the charges are from Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, but they would not name the countries that they believe are going over the self-imposed production limits. A man who commandeered a commuter airplane in Atlanta surrendered to authorities this afternoon. The man claimed to be armed with a bomb. He took over the plane holding the pilot and co-pilot hostage for about 4 hours before surrendering to the FBI. The man walked off the plane and made no effort to resist as armed officers arrested him, and he was taken away in handcuffs. The White House says that President Reagan will nominate Lee Thomas as the new administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency. Thomas is now in charge of the EPA's Solid Waste Office. He'll replace William Ruckelshaus, who said yesterday that he was leaving the agency.
There is going to be a new comet in the sky bright and early on Christmas morning this year. West German scientists plan to launch a man-made barium comet from the satellite 70,000 miles above the Earth. They say the comet should appear as a reddish-yellow ball and about 1/6 the size of the moon. It will measure how solar winds interact with the Earth's magnetic field.
And coming up later in the Eyewitness News Healthcast, Anita Parvin will show you how dietitians are proving, once again, you are what you eat.
And tonight's follow-up file checks in on that exotic animal zoo near Bristow.
Channel 6 Eyewitness News, live at 5. Brought to you by Moody's Jewelry.
When we say Oklahoma is Conoco country, we're talking about a commitment that's lasted over 70 years. A commitment that started with petroleum exploration and production and grew to include innovative research, modern refining, and quality products. Today, Conoco is helping fuel the economy with jobs and taxes and funding healthcare, education, and the arts. That's why we're proud to say Oklahoma is Conoco country.
Why are sinus headaches a special problem for Janet Emel?
It's behind my eyes, and the pressure is causing pain. Sinus medications usually put me to sleep.
She needs the Sinead Advantage. Sinead relieves sinus pain and pressure without making you drowsy.
I feel terrific. The pressure's gone, the pain's gone. I don't feel drowsy.
Relief, yes. Drowsiness, no. That's the Sinead Advantage, now available in extra-strength capsules.
Getting a good return on your investment doesn't have to be a gamble. Compare Toyota value. After 1 year, Toyotas overall retain their value better than one-year-old Nissans or Chevys or Fords. A year-old Toyota Camry can be worth over 10% more now than its original sticker. That's better than some savings accounts. The more you compare, the more you'll see. It's Toyota, not the other guys.
Pulsar. Pulsar, part of your life. Pulsar quartz, for you and the ones you love.
It was 6 months ago today that the victims of the Memorial Day weekend flood were digging out from the worst natural disaster in Tulsa's history. Today, the lives of many of those flood victims are still in limbo as they wait for more government help and the city's buyout of their homes. Forrest Lowry has more.
The flood killed 14 people and destroyed millions of dollars in property. Just how big the disaster was is still being determined. So far, the Red Cross has spent $1.6 million in aid. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has helped 5,000 victims. 1,600 families have received $25 million in federal home loans, and 191 businesses have received $9 million. The flood spawned the most controversial program to come from City Hall in years, the buyout. It is Mayor Terry Young's plan, and all but one of the commissioners are backing it. That one is Walter Hall, who dislikes not only the program itself, but the means of paying for it. The homeowners themselves are divided over the program. Of the 289 homes targeted for purchase, the mayor's office says offers have been accepted on 111 of them, but 15 homeowners have sued to stop their homes from being taken. Sylvia Hendrick is not part of the suit, but she does want to keep her home.
I'm 55 years old now, and this is home. I like this neighborhood, and it holds a lot of memories. And another house would just be another house.
Mrs. Hendricks says she was first told the buyout was voluntary and her home wasn't in the target area anyway. So she took her insurance money and replaced the carpet, the kitchen cabinets, and her furniture, built paneling in one room, and repainted. Then she was informed her home was in the buyout area and that she would be compelled to sell. Even though most of the homeowners seem to favor the buyout, Sylvia Hendrick feels she should not be forced from her home.
The house is paid for. I'm wanting to live here till the day I die.
Forrest Lowry, Channel 6 Eyewitness News.
A statewide program to recycle litter continues to expand, this time with a new recycling plant over in Sapulpa. The Beverage Industry Recycling Program, BIRP for short, officially opened the center today. It's the 37th recycling plant opened by BIRP so far. BIRP started 2 years ago as a beverage industry project to rid Oklahoma highways of litter.
In just 2 years, we have paid Oklahomans $3.5 million for recycling 27 million pounds of cans and bottles. That's 27 million pounds of litter that's not on our highways today because of recycling facilities like this one.
The recycling center pays 10 cents for every 20 bottles or 13 cans brought in and a penny per pound for newspapers. Center is open from 9 to 6, Monday through Friday.
Psychologist Carl Smith of the University of Wisconsin says the way that you face, that is, whether the right or left side of your face predominates, could be a clue to your musical ability. Smith says that everyone has what he calls facedness, just as we are right-handed or left-handed. And after studying pictures of Beethoven, as well as Brahms and contemporary musicians, Smith says that the great composers are left-faced, while the rest of us are right-faced.
Coming up next on Live at 5, Jim Giles, straight ahead and face-to-face, will give you his pinpoint weather forecast.
But first, you get to see the manager of the menagerie arrive in Tulsa in style.
Fresh squeezed. Did it this morning. And then I even made my famous spaghetti. I don't have to do these things, but I do, even with laundry. I don't have to use Biz bleach, but spaghetti? Spaghetti. Just half a cup of Biz with detergent, and I know it's going to come out. Biz is the only major brand that makes me feel I'm doing all I can. And to me, that's what making a home is about.
Give it all you can with Biz bleach.
Gray's Jewelers' very Christmas sale saves you 20 to 50%. These dinner ring styles from De Beers' award-winning selection of diamond desires with total weights up to 1 carat. Values to $17.95, now $9.99 at Gray's. More De Beers award winners up to 1/2 carat total diamond weight. Values to $9.50, now $5.44 at Gray's. Make no payments till March at Gray's Jewelers and save your jingle for Kris Kringle.
There's a truck in these parts made for you by Ford with lots of horsepower to give you a kick. It's got 4 on the floor, man, it really roars, and it's known as Ford. Big Stick. It's got muscle to work and good looks for play, and a powerful 6 that'll save you some cash. Big Stick's really fun, and it's easy to drive. Yeah, the truck to pick is the Ford Big Stick. Big Stick. Get big savings on Big Stick at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Renberg's, 3 generations of one family providing a tradition by clothing Tulsa with quality in every department. Men's, women's, juniors, university, boys, girls, shoes, lingerie, and fragrances. For 70 years, the clothing styles have changed, but at Renberg's, care, concern, and personalized service never go out of style. Renberg's, one place, one family, one city, 4 locations, with well-seasoned clothing for over 70 years.
Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy arrived by limousine. What else? At the Excelsior Hotel in Tulsa today, the 2 superstars will be appearing with their fellow Muppets in the Muppet Show on Tour, set for 7 performances tonight through Sunday down at the Convention Center. Tickets to the variety show are available at all Carson Attractions select-a-seat locations. Nice to have them in town.
Coming in
today.
style.
I know, that's nice, isn't it? Here's Jim Giles, who didn't exactly arrive by limousine, but might well have in order to be repaid for such a beautiful day in green country. Jim.
Nice indeed, and we even had a front move through. I bet you didn't even know that. Our temperatures will just cool down just a bit. Still, nice weather for this time of year. Let's take a look at our current conditions. We still have a little bit of sunshine left, 57 degrees, 43% relative humidity, a light west wind. and a slowly rising barometer from 29.71 inches of mercury. Rather cool around the area this morning, but not quite as cold as the previous couple mornings. 30s for the most part, 20s, central and northern Rockies, and teens by the time we reach the northern Great Plains. The cool temperature for the nation today, 9 degrees, Jamestown, North Dakota. Mild in the southwest and in the extreme southern part of the United States. Looking at the east, generally 30s and 40s. Not a bad day around the nation. No really cold air except that one dab up in the north central United States. Here's our current satellite picture, and in fact we have fair skies over green country, even though we do have this weak front moving through. Little dab of cloudiness, heavier clouds back over the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle into southwestern Kansas, and a touch of rain, by the way, with that dab of cloudiness. Next storms taking shape moving into the Pacific Northwest. I've not yet cranked that into our forecast. Something we'll be watching as we head towards the weekend. Southeast enjoying lots of sun today. Mild weather, cool, high pressure dominating that part of the country. And up in the northeast, a lot of cloudiness, little dab of rain, even some snow along the lower Great Lakes area. This is our regional radar view, and of course, nothing over green country or much of the state of Oklahoma. By the time we get into the panhandle, though, both of Oklahoma and Texas, that little dab of rain that I mentioned. Temperatures around the area early this morning, thanks to our KOTV weather spotters. And I remind you that the darker shaded areas, those are the counties within our viewing area, Channel 6. These are some of the readings around the region. 39 in Tulsa, our official low temperature here in the city of Tulsa. 32 in Hominy, that was one of the cooler readings. 38 degrees in Stillwater. Charlie Mall reporting not far away. Skiatook, 40 degrees with Roger Barnes. Let's go on to the east now. We do find it Claremore, 40 degrees likewise this morning. 42 in the Broken Arrow area. Muskogee was 40 degrees and 45 down around McAllister, and 34 degrees in Muldrow. Linda Stevenson reporting there. 41 degrees in Fayetteville and 39 in Kansas. Not a bad morning for this time of year. Let's take a look at our pinpoint forecast now for the remainder of the evening. Fair and cool. Temperatures dropping slowly into the low 50s. Sun down this evening at 5:10. And then for the remainder of the night, mostly fair, a tad colder, down to 32 degrees for us. Light northwesterly breezes, and then for tomorrow morning, partly cloudy, cold, mid-30s, jacket required, of course. Sun up tomorrow morning at 7:14. Tomorrow afternoon looking very, very nice indeed. Lots of sunshine, rather cool temperatures, a cool northwest breeze. Should make it up to around 52 tomorrow afternoon. I think this is nice weather for this time of year. Certainly no snow in our forecast.
Oh, sure is for the end of November. Couldn't ask for anything better than that. Thank you, Jim.
You bet. Bob?
The prime rate seems to be settling at the 11.25% level. Most major banks have dropped the prime to that level, and today at least two regional banks, southwest of St. Louis and National City of Cleveland, also went down to 11.25. Meanwhile, on the New York stock market, prices fell again today with more news of a slowing economy. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down in moderate trading.
Pass. Pass.
Oh, just can't deal with it, sort of.
You need Puff's Velvet Touch.
But I thought Puffs had a nice soft scent. These don't.
These are new unscented Puffs. Same velvety softness to comfort your sore nose, but with no scent.
I like these new unscented Puffs.
Well, I still like softly scented Puffs.
Well, now you both have your choice.
Now that's a winning hand.
Puffs, now in new unscented and softly scented. At Long John Silver's, we know you have a lot of choices to make this time of year. Ho, ho, ho. So here's an easy choice. Shrimp, chicken, and our famous fish together.
Yeah, but should I start with the shrimp, the chicken, or the fish?
It's our season's choice platter. Shrimp, chicken, and fish, all at a special holiday price. So no matter where you start, it's a good choice. Long John Silver's Season's Choice Platter.
It's countdown to Christmas savings time with low Safeway prices on good-tasting Townhouse chili with beans. 15-ounce cans, only 59 cents. And Busy Baker salting crackers, 16-ounce box, just 69 cents. And another quick meal favorite, Mr. P's frozen pizza in Safeway's popular assortment. 9 ounces, only 59 cents. Save over $3 on new Surf laundry detergent. Big 10-pound box, just $4.99. For fun, play Winner's Jackpot Bingo at participating Safeway locations.
Estee Lauder colors your Christmas beautiful with a special offer. Her new Color Originals. 17 beautiful shades for lips, eyes, cheeks, nails. All in a versatile tray to use again and again. This $90 value is just $18.50 with any Estee Lauder fragrance purchase. A very beautiful holiday from Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder special holiday offer is yours at Dillard's John A. Brown.
The Washington Redskins could take that. National Football League Conference
Looks like
Eastern Division
that
tonight.
division's going to go right down to the finals, but they have a chance, as you mentioned, because in the NFL tonight, a special game, Redskins hoping to pick up some ground on the rest of that NFC Eastern pack. Tonight, Redskins take on the Vikings in a Thursday night game. Washington, as Bob mentioned, tied with both Dallas and the Giants for first place right now. We'll take a win of any kind tonight. The Chicago Bears have found out a new good luck charm. Find the ugliest guy on the team, shave his head, and rub it for good luck. Bears 9-4 this year, so it apparently works. Last Thursday, Thanksgiving, the New England Patriots unveiled their new kickoff return play. What you try to do in this is imitate one of the Keystone Cop movies. Now, anyone will do. You run in just about every direction in an effort not to get upfield, and the Patriots work this one to perfection. Or you can always do what the Indianapolis Colts do on a return, and that is not catch the football. Take it on the bounce, juggle it, roll it around your neck, down your leg, and then just give up. Chris Everett Lloyd won easily. She's trying to keep her record intact of winning at least one Grand Slam event every year since 1973. The weather has made things uncomfortable if you're heading over to the lakes, but here's Joe Krieger with all of the outdoor news for this week.
Fishing is a little bit on the slow side right now, but I think primarily because nobody's fishing. Talked to a few folks that have been out, and they've done quite well on crappie and some white bass. I've caught a few up at Truman Lake here recently, and this week I fished over on Crooked Creek. Took a float trip with Charles Newland down Crooked Creek and caught some beautiful fish. Smallmouth that would go from 3 to 4 pounds, and that's hard to beat, as good as I've seen in a long time. Also floated the North Fork River. Wanda caught a rainbow that'd go about 4 pounds, which is pretty good. Wednesday I fished White River, made a float trip down to Cotter. Caught lots of small trout. So right now, really, in spite of some bad weather, you can catch a lot of fish, and all you need to do is go out and give it a try. Real true.
CopCon's football game coming up this Sunday in Grove. The Grove Police Department will take on an inmate team from Taft Correctional Center. 2 o'clock Sunday is game time. Tickets are $2 for adults and $1 for children. And coming up in the next half hour, we'll have NBA highlights from last night, plus a preview of that Washington Union game tomorrow night. The winner moves into the championship game of Class 5A, which we, of course, will be televising live a week from Saturday.
You'll be one of the announcers on that,
Yes,
won't you?
Looking forward to it.
You know, you mentioned in the NFL Follies, the guys and the way they get tackled and everything. The thing that gets me is being a punt return artist. How would you like to stand on one of those punts knowing some guy about 250 is roaring down on you?
The one thing you have to do is be crazy. Then...
Bill. Still to come on Live at 5. Peter Mays will show you some Tulsa bowlers who seem to do the impossible.